Hi guys, have you ever wondered? Why does the brain want something? Your hands will do it. Just like that. You all know that if the brain directs, its hands will. Obedience is in your hands. The elastic muscles help to adjust the arm as desired. But the thing is, the muscle doesn't have a mind. How does he understand the brain's instructions and follow them? So how do we understand the brain's commands and follow us? Let's get to know you. We have to say that our bodies are too complicated. Sometimes you understand the world, understand the solar system, but you're not sure you know yourself. So, interesting knowledge. We'll try to make a video series about the parts of the human body so that you can understand. Don't miss it, because it's full of useful knowledge. My team spent a few days making a video. It only takes 5 to 10 minutes to watch. Support of interesting knowledge. It's also about bringing you knowledge. So support your side, guys. Now, let's find out some interesting things about you. Let's get to the overview first. It's in your body and your exes. There are basically 600 different muscle types. It's got big muscles, and it's got arms, like a muscle that goes from the hip down to the knee. But there are tiny muscles. It's as easy as a fire ant to scratch all day. It's basically pedaling for the eardrum. It's exactly about 1 millimeter long. It's probably the best part of the human body. I guess so, because eating pork, the meat is always the best. So people probably do too. The reason why it tastes good is because in every muscle you see, there's thousands of little bundles of tissue in it. And then in each bundle of fibers, there's muscle fibers. And in every muscle fiber bundle, there's muscle fibers. Each muscle fiber is tiny. It's smaller than a hair, but it's strong. It can hold the weight. It's thousands of times its weight. But in the human body, it's estimated to be about 6 billion muscle fibers. This way you remember all your activities, from running to scratching the keys to clicking like Cho. This video is all thanks to these little muscle fibers. So now, we come to the main question, is how a bundle with millions of muscle fibers like this can understand what the brain wants to obey. The mechanism is quite complicated, but we can understand it in this simple way. As you know, when the brain wants to control a part, it'll emit a signal in the form of an electrical signal. This electricity goes through the nerves to run where it needs to go. As it gets to the muscle through a complicated process, the electrical signal will stimulate the release of sodium ions in muscle fibers. And then, after another complicated process, sodium ions don't plant, and in the muscle fibers release calcium ions again. Then you need to know more. In every muscle fiber, it's got a lot of smaller fibers, one called myosin, one called actin. These two guys are parallel as shown in the picture. When calcium ions are released from the outside, it's going to affect myosin and actin, cause these fibers to slide through each other. When you slide, you see the actin fibers. The blue at the ends will move closer together. That makes muscle fibers shrinks, and the whole muscle also shrinks. So here, you have understood that. How the brain causes muscles to contract. It's not that the muscle has an ear, and it goes up. I hear my brain scream, my muscles are shrinking. Muscle contraction is not like that. It's a complicated process. It's a combination of physics and chemistry. Then this is just one muscle contraction. But why does it stretch? After all, the electrical signals, the ions, the calcium in the muscle fibers will also be gone, and so on. There's nothing to pull the fibers together anymore. Then the muscle will relax. It's like you didn't pull the rubber band. It will return to its original position. So the next question is, how does the muscle know how long it needs to contract? Let's say the thief took the tank home. How does his arm know? Need to shrink to raise the tank. For how long? Solution like this. The brain sends about 40 electrical signals per second to order muscle contraction. Whenever the signal is not emitted, the muscle will immediately relax. If you need to be strong, the brain is connected. They generate more electrical signals. More calcium is released, from which the fibers will pull more strongly towards each other and the muscle will be stronger. When there is no need for more, the brain doesn't signal. Then calcium is no longer released, and the muscle will stretch the way the tank will be thrown to the ground. It's as simple as that, because it only sends about 40 electrical signals per second. So you can realize that no one can do anything with the time faster than 1/40th of a second. Let's say you enter a contest. Press quickly on the phone screen. Let's see who is the fastest. No matter how fast you press, no AI can press more than 40 times 1 second. Similarly, No AI can pull the trigger 40 times a second. Anything that requires speed, even as fast as the blink of an eye, it can't be faster. 1/40 of a second. You can try it. So we've learned about how muscles work. But there's one more interesting thing, that is, there are always two pairs of muscles working together in your body. For example, you want to raise your hand. There's always a pair of muscles in your biceps. Muscle stretching and muscle fold if you want to fold. Then the flexor will contract and the extensor will relax. But if you want to stretch, it's not that simple. Just stretch the muscle, but at the same time, the muscles have to contract. Then your hands will stretch out, as you wish. So in this world, you can be lonely, but you never will be. They always have pairs. In the body, scientists divide into two groups. A group called the autonomic muscle. The other group is incapacitated. Self-control is knowing what to do. It doesn't need AI to order it. It's independent from a young age. For example, the heart. It stretches itself to help the heartbeat. You can't control the heart. If you like to beat, beat. If you don't like it, fine. Because it's easy to get to heaven. The other group is the muscles that are not autonomous, such as the hand muscles. Whatever the brain controls, it does. Now, you can tell the brain to control the hand. Like this video to see if it works. If it does, it's your arm. It's the muscle that's out of control. Millet. Usually, if you move too fast for a while, you will feel a lot of pain in a short time, right? For example, if you are walking, you were suddenly chased by a dog and had to wring his legs around his neck and run. After running for a while, you'll feel a lot of pain in your calves. Why did that happen? So here's the thing. Working muscles require energy, and muscle energy comes from burning sugar. Glucose is stored in combination with oxygen, but if you move too fast, then it consumes a huge amount of energy immediately. But the lungs are only limited. That would make the lungs unable to deliver enough oxygen, leads to oxygen deprivation. To convert sugar into energy, the result is a lack of oxygen. Sugar is converted to lactic acid. It's this acid has caused pain and fatigue in the muscles. On the contrary, you see, take a deep breath. More oxygen is pumped to the muscles. Just a few seconds later, you'll find your body full of energy and excitement, more confident, more comfortable than excited to get to work. So you're a little tired all the time. Try to inhale a lot of oxygen. Breathing deeply will make you eat. No more healthy.